Let's see. Arroyo Grande, the beach, San Luis Obispo. Nice. Tascadero. Yes, I'm enjoying my Central Coast visit. Oh shit, I got a show to do. Oh my God. Choppy? Yes. Look where I am. This is not green screen, guys. This is a real hotel. I'm in Central California. I'm up here doing a promo for a Gladiator Paintball Park. It was amazing. We had a great time. So I'm using the Wi-Fi from my phone and tethering it. And yeah, we're going to make this show happen. I'm really excited about this. This will be number 2 in the series that we're doing. We did the Mayhem show about England. This one's going to be about the English paintball players. Then we're going to do an industry show about England also. So we've got some really cool cats on the show. I'm really glad that you guys are tuned in. And yeah, let's learn about our brothers and sisters across the pond. All right. Adam.
Evening.
How are you?
Still ginger.
You ginger. You guys call him Gingy or Ginger?
I think there's a few more expletives for that.
I know there is, exactly. All right, we're cool. So you guys, listen, I think we've got everybody except Gaz, right?
Yeah.
Oh, we're missing, yeah, I'm sorry. It's always the women. Oh, it's always the women. All right. Hey, nice to see you, my friends. Okay, so let's go around the horn and see who we have here. On my immediate left, we have my really good, how do I say this? Godfather, overseer, my handler when I'm in Europe. It's Paul Banks. What's up, brother?
I see you, Dave. All good, mate. All good.
Nice to see you. What part of England are you from?
Borders of Scotland and England. So yeah, Newcastle area.
Okay, so how far are you from Scotland?
From Edinburgh, we're a 2-hour ride.
And does that affect your accent because you're so close to the border?
I suppose so. Yeah, but there's so many dialects in the UK. So as you go further south, they become a bit stranger. And as you go further north, you can't understand most of them. So
I know exactly. Exactly. Well, I'm going to put up translations on yours. Okay.
Okay.
All right, Gassy, how are you, brother?
I'm very well, thank you, David.
Fantastic. Where are you from?
I'm from Yorkshire. I'm about an hour south of Paul, so that puts me about 3 hours from Edinburgh.
Okay, cool. And your accent's getting a little bit clearer, I see. I'm
yes,
just joking.
A little bit more English. I'll tell you a story about Paul and his accent if you want.
Go ahead.
A little bird told me that somebody got a salesman job at Max's Paintball on the sole strength of he could understand Paul's accent and translate for Manfred.
That's
you
funny.
know who that is, Paul?
That is funny. Who's that?
Yes, I can best believe it.
Okay, we're not going to say who it was?
Don Corleone.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I could understand. No, listen, Paul is great. I love Paul. Leah.
Hi.
Hi. Listen to her. Hi. Did the girls sound different in England? Where are you from?
Lancashire.
Lancashire. Okay. Where is that?
East Midlands.
East. Okay. East London.
Midland.
Midland. Okay. So we've gone from almost Scotland, a little bit lower, and now Midland. So give me an example where Midland is. Is that where the marshes are and the hounds of Baskerville and Biscuit? Oh, no.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
You don't get out much. All right. All right, Leah. Thanks, Leah. Adam, where are you from, brother?
I'm from East Yorkshire, so a little bit further away from Gassy, right on the coast there. So we're about 2 or 3 hours either way from Edinburgh, sort of like going further south sort of thing. So it depends where the games are, but it's usually about a 2-hour drive to different sites.
Nice. Okay, cool. Well, that's all the time we have. Okay. What's up, brother man? Mike, how are you?
I'm very well. I'm living the dream. Living the dream. Hi, everyone. Hello, world. Hello, California. How are you doing?
Hey, everybody's listen. We've been waiting with bated breath for you to come on the show, Mike. You have all these big fans in Los Angeles. We're excited. Where are you from? I mean, originally.
I'm Forest Gate, East London. I'm now living in East Sussex, near where I work. So if anyone doesn't know Sussex, the land of endless IKEAs and Waitrose supermarkets.
Oh, nice. East London. So wait, do you speak Cockney?
That wasn't pears. That was
It's jelly deals.
Cool, blimey, governor.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. I'm going to bring out my Mary Poppins slang pretty soon. All right, exactly. All right. So you guys, listen. This is just a little sampling of England and some of the paintball players. Paul Banks actually owns his own business called BZ, or in where they're from is called BZ, and it's one of the largest paintball brick and mortar and online stores, I think, in the world today. I'm not sure. It's one of the biggest ones. He's just killing it. Gassy over there, the reason he is called Gassy is because he has a lot of gas. No, it's because he actually works in the gas industry, right? Yep. And then Mike Tate, he doesn't have a cool name. It's just Mike Tate. So Mike Tate, Mike Tate is one of GI's biggest sales guys. He's a promotional sales guy for GI Sports in UK. He's just a fantastic guy. He makes everything happen. Adam down here at the bottom is with the SAS. If you didn't guess that already by his shirt, Adam is with the SAS UK, and I think they're one of the biggest teams in the UK. They're huge. And Leah's practicing her English. So what you do? You're still doing one word at a time on your sentences.
Yes. Yes.
Leah is here to represent the women in our sport, especially in the ones in UK, and she's going to tell us what she's doing basically to get more women to join our amazing sport. Okay, guys, listen. So let's do this. I'm going to just throw out some questions. If you don't know the answer, just say pass or we don't know or doesn't matter. We know that paintball started in 1982 in Massachusetts. When I've talked to the people in South Africa, in Australia, in Canada, in Germany, they all had different dates when paintball came to them, or when they, it basically became part of their lives. How about you guys? When do you think it came to England?
I think I'm a bit too young for this one.
I think, with my previous employer, to go at Powerball, he believed that he brought paintball to the UK. And now speaking to my current employer, he believes he brought paintball into the UK. So just take your pick, really.
Okay, well, give me a date.
First game. When was your first game, Paul?
1975.
Oh, come on, really? And then you woke up, right?
1975.
Your old Paul.
Yeah, first time I shot 1975.
Wait, I'm not talking about your military service. Hang on a second. I'm talking about paintball.
That was paintball. In the military service, the first time I shot was paintball.
Wow. Fantastic. Thank you very much. That really applies to our show. Thank you very much. All right. Now, how about when it came to England, it became like a commodity, a sport, or something. I mean, we started in 82. Are you guys the middle 80s, the late 80s? You guys know?
I played. My first game was 87. What about yours? When was your first game?
Yeah, I'd say mid-80s seems to be the time that the golden era, when people go on about Razorbacks and all these guns that are way before my time. I started playing 2000. I was a late comer to the game, but mid-80s seems to be accepted as roughly where it kicked off in the UK.
Okay. And do you guys know where it started? I mean, because we have an actual plaque in Minnesota. Where is that? In Boston, in Massachusetts. That's it. We actually have a plaque that says the first game started here.
Let's be fair, though. You have a World Series of American football that only your country can play. A World Series of baseball that only your country plays.
Wait a minute. What are you saying?
Pinch of salt.
Okay, I got it. Okay, so it sounds to me like you guys just woke up one morning and go, "Hey, this is great," and you guys don't really know your history like we do. We're obsessed with our history. In fact, we even created a paintball.
Because you haven't got any.
Oh, fuck you.
You know, we got hundreds and thousands of years of history. You've got nothing, you know what I mean?
I was just watching The Patriot before this because today's Flag Day. So I was just watching The Patriot, and we kicked your butt. Anyway. According to Mel Gibson. Yeah, exactly. So we kicked your butt.
Didn't you find the Enigma machine as well, apparently?
Yes, we did. We also listen. We also won World War I and World War II. We didn't need you guys. Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. So come on, give us a break. All right. So anyway, you guys are saying about the mid. Wait, look, we're bored. We're bored.
Paintball. We're doing paintball now. We're back to paintball. Paintball. Okay.
Fuck you. All right, we're boring. We're boring, Mike. So you guys are saying about the mid '80s, kind of. That's when it picked up. You guys, it's a haze. It's a fog to you. How it came over, what happened. It was just like this mythical thing that happened, and then people started playing it. Okay, I got it. You guys want to be shrouded in mystery? That's good. All right, fine. That's fine. Just like your fucking fog. I got it. It's shrouded in mystery.
Can I just point out this time frame that anybody looking in from the UK, if you send us a message on Dave's little message on the bottom there, you got the opportunity to win some tickets for the big games in the UK. So I'm sure Adam will tell us which games they're for on this series.
Okay, so we've got North versus South, which is hopefully going ahead on the 31st of July to the 2nd of August. So if that all goes ahead, there is a ticket up for grabs on there. So all you have to do is in the comments is post whatever you want to say, but put at the end of it UK player, just so we know obviously where you're based, and then we'll pick one 5 minutes before the end of the stream to give out at the end. And the second one, what we will do is we will look at if you're sharing the stream for superheroes versus villains will be the next ticket. So we will announce that at the end of this. Now, the superheroes versus villains one is for charity. So that event it's been up and coming over the last couple of years, I think, and it's started to get a lot more popularity, and it's a really, really good game to play. So two worthy games there, I think. For,
all right, cool. I'm only seeing... You guys,
we have one of the generals.
Well, hang on a second. You guys, I'm only seeing one person who might be the lucky person so far. Andre Farah. Yeah. Do you know who Andre Farah is? Andre Andre Farah. He's the only one so far that says hi, savages from UK, and he's got UK in there. So you guys listen, if you guys don't jump in this chat and put UK in there someplace, and MacGyver from Sweden, you can't put UK in there. But if you guys put UK in there, then you're going to get a chance to win these tickets. And so far, there's only one person that's got that UK in there. So
I think we'll let some Scandinavians come, some Europeans, as long as they let them through the border.
I'll leave it up to you, but now MacGyver just put UK. Thanks a lot, Paul Banks. All right. Adam Freeman put UK. All right, now we got to go. You guys didn't explain this to them before?
Yeah, it's been on.
All right, cool. Oh, no, look at this. Now everybody, now Giovanna is doing it. Okay, go ahead.
Right. So where were we? Go on, Mike.
Okay, so listen, you guys listen. So the Genesis, the basic thing is it's around the mid 80s. Mike's been playing. Gassy got in around 2000. You said. Yeah. Okay, cool. Paul, you've got a paintball store. When did you get involved in this amazing thing?
Well, I got involved in the paintball site 20 years ago. So, but I'd been, like you said, I've been in the military. I come out of the military, and I got involved in paintball thereafter. So I've had the site for 20 years, and we've had the store for about 17 now.
Okay.
So that's sort of our history. But I did play paintball in the military. We use it as a training tool. But
Nice.
yeah.
Very cool. Did you did you use GI paint? I'm just that's just a plug for GI. That's all.
No, absolutely.
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
You know, I don't know whether we did. I know ProShare wasn't around at that stage. But I think in those days, I think it probably was Pro Caps, if I remember rightly.
What? No. What's in the 70s? I'm joking. When you were using paint, come on,
no,
in the 70s.
I don't know. I think
no.
I have no idea even where it was sourced from. I just didn't particularly like getting shot with that. It was at back end. I'm just remember just going through all my data. It was probably 79.
Okay.
I would think when we were using that 79, early 80s. So
okay,
yeah,
cool.
thereabouts.
All right, cool. Okay, you guys. So I'm gonna jump over to Leah. Leah,
Hello.
are you ready? Did you string some more words together so we can have a conversation with you? Come on, Leah. Come on. You're representing England. Come on. All right. Anyway, so Leah, how long have you been playing?
Just under 2 years.
Very good. And then who helped you to drink the Kool-Aid?
Adam, half of it.
Wait a minute. I'm seeing a connection here. Hang on a second. You guys are in the same town and SAS. Wait a minute. Are we boyfriend and girlfriend or something? Is that what's going on here? No. Okay.
No.
All right, cool. All right.
That's just caused some issues for the missus.
All right. I'm going to get you in trouble. You better, you're going to get knackered or whatever you call it. I don't know. Anyway, no trouble. So Leah, hi. Do we have to pay extra to have you talk longer? I don't know. Okay. Oh, listen, Leah. So, when you got involved, you said Adam came to you and said, "Hey, do you want to try this thing called paintball?" And you said, "Okay, I'll give it a shot."
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
But I was at an event with a couple of my friends at the time, and I didn't know what I was doing, so I kind of run with Adam and SAS. And then Adam approached me at the end of the game and says, "Look, you've got potential. Do you want to maybe come join our team?" And I said, "Yeah, okay, should be fun."
Nice. Okay. And is there a lot of girls on the SAS team?
I believe there's about 10 of us at the moment.
That's a good number. Actually, that's really good. Okay, cool. And so are you doing something to actively recruit women to come play paintball? Is it kind of hard to get women to play?
It is a little bit hard. Most women that are in the sport are already in a team or support the partner in a team. So it's a little bit more difficult to get new women into the sport. But I am trying.
I think off the back of that, what we've been actively doing at games is people like Leah and the other girls on the team have been going out and speaking to the partners of people that are turning up, and just having that conversation. Trying to break down that fear of being shot by a paintball, because a lot of people, it's the fear of the unknown, and especially a lot of the women that we speak to at events are like, "Oh, it hurts," and things like that. And it's about Leah's gone to events, and we're trying to break that down and trying to make it more accessible, and that it's a venue that everybody can do. It's not just a guy sport. It's
nice.
It's for everyone.
Nice. Apparently Jack Knight wasn't told why we were doing a show about England, so he said, "What's this about?" Jack Knight. Well, Jack Knight, we're doing a show about England, paintball in England. So thank you for joining us, Jack Knight. Anyway,
I'm just watching the messages at the moment, and this is what I love about British paintballers. The clear instruction was put UK player to qualify for one of the tickets. There's everything except UK player coming up in the messages.
Oh, I think Ross Dukes just managed it.
Okay, you guys, listen, we're going to try this again. We have some really cool tickets to give away to North versus South, right? And this is expensive. And we're trying to give them away to you punters. Is that what you guys are called? I don't know what the punter is.
Just a player.
Oh, okay. Just a player. So listen, we're trying to give some tickets away, and all you got to do is put your name and put UK in there.
UK player.
UK player. Look, UK. How hard is that? Whatever. Anyway, just put UK in there, and you'll be in the running for a drawing. Okay, there we go. Ben Rex. Yay, Ben Rex speaks English. Ian speaks
nothing.
English. There we go. All right. Okay.
We're not from Rex Day.
Okay.
Probably wouldn't turn up anyways, Ben.
All right. So Gassy, you're Gassy, you're part of the Celtic Warriors.
No, I was a Scottish warrior.
I know. I'm just joking. I'm no.
Yeah. They take that very seriously. So do I. Absolutely brilliant time in my paintball life. I was a Scottish warrior for, I think, nearly 5 years. Absolutely, loved it.
It was, listen, I met you guys for the first time over, obviously, at the EBG. You, Willie, is John Hewitt still in there? Is he a warrior?
John Hewitt wasn't a warrior, but he came out to EBG with the Warriors, which was one of the great things about the team. Very much like SAS. If you want help with anything on or off the field, Scottish Warriors, us, the Grizzlies, SAS, just come and ask. Or messages on Facebook or anything like that. The wealth of knowledge is vast.
Wow.
So when the Warriors used to organise to go to EBG, we always used to put out, if any players want to go that aren't with a team, we will give you all the information for travelling, flights, how we get from one end to from the airport to the site. And we had people travel with us several times that weren't actually team members, but came with us because they wanted to do the EBG experience. Wow. And I think that's what paintball's all about.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I like to say, I agree with what Gassy's just said there. It's like the UK scene isn't as big as it is like in places like the States and things like that. And I think we've got to grasp every opportunity to get these people into the sport, whether it's through word of mouth, coming along to an event, or just coming with a bunch of mates. It's these kinds of people that we need to sort of like be looking at to bring in. Otherwise, it's just going to be the same group of people just moving around different groups. And I think it's the responsibility of the teams as well as the organisers and things like that to be engaging with these people actively. I think when I first started, there was, you had to be with certain people, you had to know certain things, or, you had to have the right gear to be part of a team. And that closed doors for some people. So now I think it's a lot more of an open community, where people are actually going out in their teams and actively speaking to people, whether it's on the field, off the field, trade stands, that sort of thing. So nice. I think that's what we need to be doing as a group, as a collective, to bring more people in.
Nice. Now, listen, you're saying that, but I've never seen you at EBG. Dude, I've been going for 5 years. How come come on, man, you got a huge SAS thing. This would be amazing to see you guys over there.
It is something that we're looking at obviously doing. It's a case of, as teams go, we're fairly new. We've only been running since 2015. So it was more of a case of build ourselves here in the UK and then look at venturing overseas. We were scheduled to do the Zodiac game run by Martello in Croatia.
Wait, Adam.
Yes.
Michael Tate, News at 10. Adam, are you the only SAS team?
No, we have teams in 27 countries as like a franchise, and then we have quite a few teams over in the States as well. So it's not just us here in the UK. So we've got teams in France, Germany, New Zealand, South Africa. We set up not long back, Norway. So there's places all over the world that we have.
Adam, nice. You all claim to be the fifth man on the balcony.
I cannot disclose that. I cannot disclose that information.
Oh my God. Okay. Listen, but Adam, as far as your numbers go, as far as the SAS UK, what are we standing at?
At the moment, we've got 44. So there's 36 are all inducted into the team and ready to play, and the rest are new players that we've just picked up over the last 2 or 3 months by actively recruiting on the pages. So once they've passed their trial game with us to see if it's right for them and right for us, then they'll be inducted into full members into the team.
Okay, now, in the States, we've got a lot of SAS. We've got a lot of SAS chapters. There's SAS chapters in Canada as well. Do you guys have chapters, or are you the only one?
In the UK, like I say, the community is not as big as it is in the States. So at the moment, we just have the one chapter that we run as a whole in the UK. Whereas in the States, geographically, it's massive. So you've got teams all over the place, but they'll play at their local sites. So it's not something we can really do here in the UK at the moment.
Okay, so and are you guys? Is the whole team from Yorkshire?
All over. We've got players up towards obviously Scotland way, and we've got players as far down as Plymouth and London. So it's very much all over.
Nice. Okay, cool. I like it. Okay, listen, Mike.
Hello.
How are you?
I am good. I'm good. It's been a lovely day. I've been at a top secret location, which I can't divulge.
Oh, it looks the heater behind you looks familiar, like the Mayhem game video that we did. So I think it looks like it's still your house. But anyway, so how's things going on the International Space Station there? Are you helping out with that headset there? And I'm just joking. Okay. All right. Okay. So anyway, so Mike, how long have you been in our industry?
Wow. I would say probably my first actual grown-up paintball job was 2012 with a UK distributor. Prior to that, it was basically jumping on and off on pro teams. Well, I say pro teams. We used to play a couple of professional tournaments. But yeah, my first actual desk job, sales jobs, was 2012 with Powerball in Aldershot.
But you, like I mean, there's like basically everybody in our sport. When we talk about the people in GI or Valken or all these other places, most of the people that run these businesses were ex-player or players.
Absolutely.
So you were basically a player, and then you went into the business part of it. So
exactly.
What did you only play speedball?
Not at all. No, crikey, I've done everything. I've done walk-on events. I used to do rental days. But if it involves shooting somebody, I'm in.
Okay. So, and then how did you get involved? What did you? You were driving by one day and you saw people shooting people.
Funny story.
I think he was busy changing his outfits between takes. I think.
Basically, I was working in a standard job in a health and safety role with a large supermarket chain, and someone came up with the idea of playing a game of paintball. The owners to book and organise the event was on me, so I made the phone calls, took the deposits, booked the game, and 3 days before the actual game, there was an absolute massive row within the group. So to cut a long story short, in 1987, I turned up to Mayhem Paintball on my own.
Do a health and safety risk assessment.
Exactly. Yeah. Completely on my own. But from that day, Rob Holland took me under his wing, put me with another team to play, and just haven't looked back. You know, the level and care and attention and the customer service, you know, really did raise my spirit. So yeah, it's the love affair started back then, and the love affair of paintball is still going.
And that's, you guys, that's what I'm always trying to show everybody. It doesn't matter what country you're in or basically about our sport, is that we fall in love with this thing. We drink the Kool-Aid and we just like, it's just something special. I mean, you know, yes, it doesn't matter if you're an SAS or you're the Scottish Warriors or if you're not even on a team. We all have that bottom line of we fell in love with this thing, and it's you can't even walk away from it. Even people say that like you walk away from the sport.
It's funny. It's funny, Dave. I was reading on the Facebook post last night. A good friend, he was a guy. It was one of my customers, a guy called Sandy Hubbard, who, in his time, you know, as a player, he was a good player, and he was just putting up the fact that his son now wants to play paintball at sort of the tournament type stuff. And how he's going to get back into it, and he's going to, And so this was a man who played, who become a dad, who now his son wants to play, and that seems to be the life of paintball. You know, I mean, my son, you know, I played, and then my son wanted to play, and then obviously my son-in-law wanted to play, and I think that's what happened. I think you just get hooked on the whole thing, and Sandy's story is very, very similar to hundreds of stories that I hear. But the one good thing about paintball, I think, and that is people literally buy the kit, go and play, they come to the end of what they think is their life of paintball, they put the kit away, and then they have children, because generally playing paintball and having children at the same time are not normally conducive in the fact that it costs a fair amount of money. And then what happens is your kids become old enough, you find your kit and you go and start playing again. And so there's this period of time, I think, where you start playing young, and then sort of in the middle, you maybe have an odd little run out, and then once the kids are up and a little bit self-sufficient, then bang, you can come back into the industry and have a good time again. But you're right. I just think it becomes part of what you are, your makeup. You become addicted, I think, to the game.
The great thing with Sandy, Sid, is his lad wants to carry on the legacy of probably one of the UK's best known teams from the UK circuit, the Clan. Everybody knows who the Clan is, not only for the drinking exploits, but the playing exploits. But so his lads actually said to him, I want to carry on the legacy of the Clan. Will you train us? So he's asked his dad, will you resurrect the team, sort us out some support, and we'll train, and we want to go play tournaments as the Clan. I think that's absolutely fantastic.
I think that ties back into like not just the young kids as well, but now that we have opened up the sport more to the ladies side of it as well, it's growing, and it's a case of getting the ladies side hooked. I mean, Leah, I don't know about you, but obviously when you first played, how did it feel for you as a lady coming into obviously a very masculine sort of sport?
It was a bit different, but when I was growing up, I was mainly around a male dominant surrounding, so I play football and everything like that, so I was quite used to it. But I can understand females, it might be a little bit nerve-wracking to come into a male dominant sport and not have that female followership to follow. But
nice.
I love the sport. I can't see myself doing anything different.
Wow, that's cool. Okay, so in our sport, shut up, bud. In our sport, again, we do have. I'm just going by obviously the American standard when girls come play. We have like our speedball or woods ball kind of thing. Some of the girls can be very aggressive. They were raised, amongst all brothers kind of thing, and they were just they're going out there just kicking ass as much. Culturally speaking, are the British girls more reserved and not as kind of how do I say this? Americans are kind of free, and the women are kind of I'm going to get there and kick your ass like this. Are the women kind of more like, sorry, Governor, I didn't mean to step on your toe. I don't know. Help me out.
Can I answer this?
They only ever aim for one place, I've found.
What?
Yeah.
They only ever aim for one place. I've never been shot out in the head, the chest, the arms, the legs.
Oh no!
By female players.
No.
Just carrying on from that. I think Leah, is a prime example of how that changes. When she came to the team, she wouldn't say boo to a goose. You know what I mean? She would just sit there, watch everything that goes on, and just get on with the day. Whereas now we can't shut her up. Do you know what I mean? She gets into a fight, she's running at the front, screaming at people and shooting the hell out of people.
Nice.
And that was just by giving somebody that confidence to feel comfortable. To get out there and just be themselves out on the field. And I think that's what the teams are about, is having that, comrade next to you.
Nice.
I'll give you that little bit of an edge to get moving forward.
Nice.
The thing with paintball, when you pull the mask on, you're not a gender.
Right.
You're
That's
a
true.
player.
That's true.
That mask comes down and you're being shot. You might be being shot with somebody with a ponytail, but it could still be a lad.
That's true.
You don't know. As soon as the mask comes on, gender just goes out of paintball, which I think is brilliant for us as a community, because nobody goes, oh, that's a girl. I mean, sometimes the marshals will give a bit of a speech saying we've got a few either new players, we've got a few ladies, we've got kids and stuff like that. But I think in general, it's not required anymore, because gone of the days where people are shooting 15, 20 balls a second and stuff like that. I think a bit of controls come into the game, a bit of responsibility by the players. And if you come across a kid or whatever behind the barricade, you don't go over the top and absolutely leather them.
Nice.
Unless you might tape.
Don't you? I'm going to say my tape.
Wait a minute. Wait. Are you
letting you should call him?
I think There's some serious guilt going
There's
on.
no
there,
shame in the man. There's no shame in him. Look.
He's lost it. Look, he's gone.
Mike, you're blushing, and that's hard to do. Mike, you're blushing. Okay, exactly.
I'm okay. Wait a minute. Gassy.
Oh, Mike.
They don't call you no Mercy Mike for no, do they?
Oh, Mike, come on, man. We're trying to grow the sport. What are you doing, man?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So let me ask you guys some questions about England specifically here. In the States, we can go to a park. I mean, we've got like just around where I live in Los Angeles, there's like 10 parks to go to. It's crazy, right? And sometimes I can get I don't buy paint, but if I were to buy paint, it would probably be like maybe as low as $35 a case. That's for 2,000, and that's just for rec ball paint. So the average Joe could take his friend, his kids, whatever. Maybe it says $15 to get in, and maybe they can share a case of paint. So it's a really low entrance to get into our sport and to start playing kind of thing. Are we talking a different whole thing in England? Is about like everything's more expensive?
I think one thing I've found is that a lot of players that come across from overseas actually say how cheap our paint is over here compared to what they pay over there. I mean, some of the guys that play for SAS in America are saying that paying $60 a case for 2,000 paintballs, which is just ridiculous, compared to what we would pay. I think it's pretty decent from a player's point of view.
Well, what do you guys?
Quite a lot of teams have support as well. So
yeah, definitely. I mean, for us, we get a lot of support from BZ, as you can see, and I think what sponsorship and support are mean two different things. I think in this sport, Gassy, you probably be able to back me up on this. I mean, the support that we get from people like BZ for teching on game days. If your gun goes down, these guys are there to help you. We get help with the kit in terms of like little bits of money off and stuff like that, but it's a two-way street. I think what I mean. We promote them. We buy from them. That's how the Sport Network works.
Yeah,
nice.
With what Adam says, a lot of teams say they are sponsored. Nobody's really sponsored. You're supported by whichever company you are with.
Okay.
There seems to be a lot of teams that will approach somebody like Paul or Mike or whatever, and they think they've got a God-given right to sponsorship or support. They'll go, well, we want to play this event, so we want you to sponsor us. You can pay our hotels. We want cheap paint. We want free shirts. We want this. We want that. We want the other. I set up the Grizzlies to play the 10-man Grand Central Classic. So the like the ICC in America, the mechanical events. And I've known Paul a lot of years. I've played for teams with Paul. I've shot Mike's paint through Paul, but I've never gone to Paul and said, "This is my team. What can you do for me?"
Right.
I've always gone to Paul and I've said, "As a team, we would like to represent you. We were just going to be the Grizzlies, but Paul was good enough to let us use the BZ name because all the players that are in the team are either just playing for the Grizzlies or playing for other BZ supported teams and play for me for the Grizzlies as well." And we asked him if we could put the BZ name on, but we've never asked him for discounts. We haven't got an official paint deal, but he always does his best he can for paint. Like when we shot GI paint last year, the same thing from Mike. But I think a lot of teams need to get their head round. None of these businesses owe us as players or teams anything.
Nice.
It comes down to what you can do for them. And a lot of it now with social media, what we're doing now is how you represent the brands that you're supported by on social media at events with people that have never played the game before and things like that. And like I say, SAS, prime example, recruited all the time. As soon as somebody comes up on one of the Facebook groups going, "I'm new to the game, I'm going to Mayhem, I'm going to be there on my own," Adam will be straight there. If you've got nobody to run with, look out for the SAS shirts, spend the weekend with us, and if they fit in with the team, which is a massive thing for us and SAS, you've got to fit in on the social side as well as the playing side.
Right.
Then you may be asked to join the team. But players need to get this fallacy out of their head that they can walk up to a shop a manufacturer, a paint manufacturer or whatever, and go in and go, I am giving you your name on my shirt. Now, what are you going to give me?
Right.
Because it means nothing. And I'm sure Paul and Michael agree to that or not.
Yeah, it's quite difficult. And like I say, I work with GI, I work for Tipman. And this now, I actually, just a little bit of a tweak to what Dave said earlier. I actually don't own BZ. BZ's owned by my son and my son-in-law. So I actually own the fields, which is Battlezone Paintball. So, but again, part of the BZ group as such. But yeah, I agree with what Gassy and Adam said, and I know Michael's of the same mind. You know, the fact is, this is a sport that you do as a hobby, and no one pays for anybody to do a hobby. But what we try to do is people who do a great job in the social media or whatever, we try to look after them. We give them an element of support. But the word sponsorship just can't be used. You know, no, Lewis Hamilton gets sponsorship. You know, and we're not McLaren. So at the end of the day, we're a paintball company, like everyone else, gone through some rough times over the last 20 years, and really doing our best to help grow the industry so we all have a better life. And I tell you, for me, I think that the easiest way to explain it is that you go to work to earn a living, to do your sport. I go to work. My work is selling paintball equipment, not giving it away. So if I give it away, then I can't earn a living. It's hard for people to understand, but that's basically how it is. But we'll do anything we can to help grow the sport. Like Mike and his guys down at GI in the UK, we'll do anything we can to help grow the sport to make sure that A, it survives, and B, everyone has a great time. And that's the key. The key is if everyone enjoys what we do, they come back and have a good. They'll come back time and time again to have the same good time.
I think that works with the sites as well. Because like with the COVID outbreak and stuff like that, games have been moved. Games have been cancelled, rescheduled, and normally, obviously, these site guys are all competing for the same money. So what they've done here in the UK is, which I think is brilliant, is they've all banded together and said, right, okay, let's look at this season and what's happening. And they've changed game dates and worked with each other so that, one, they don't step on each other's toes, and two, they still deliver as a season. Now, in some of the countries and stuff like that, you'll have a site next door to another one that'll absolutely hate each other and won't do anything to help each other, which isn't good for the sport in general. And I think the UK has really come together this year to sort of try and manage the situation and try and put the games on that everybody's still wanting to do, but working together to do it. So it's
okay. So you guys, listen. We are doing just for the audience, we're doing another show on the UK industry, and this is kind of why I fell in love with them, because we kind of touched on it when we did the Mayhem game. We had a really, really big turnout as far as the viewership was concerned, because again, it's an English kind of situation where people are like, we all band together. And I really didn't understand that until during the Mayhem game. I think Adam also mentioned it, that the parks realized that the best thing is that we're all in the same boat, and we all have to help each other. We can't drill holes in this boat. We have to make sure this thing is solid. And so when we talk about the UK industry show, it's going to be the same thing. You're really going to see how these guys are banding together, because we're doing a UK industry show because they almost have like a UK paintball union that's trying to make this a sport in the UK. Right now, they're just at the tip of almost making it a sport. So they've realized they had to band together to do something. I would love the United States to do that, or the rest of the world to do that. So you guys are really killing it with this. Thank you very much for helping with the sport.
Can I also say,
sure. Sorry, go on, Michael.
Might take Channel 5. Can I also just say that the camaraderie filters from the top right the way down to the teams and the fields. You go to a big game, you've got guys from different teams, different squads, playing different factions, different armbands, but everyone's still there to have a good time. We laugh on the field. When the game starts, obviously we'll rip each other's throats out, but at the end of the day, we'll still chat, we'll still laugh, we'll still hug, still hold hands, we'll part our ways until the next time. I've played alongside Adam, it's been fantastic. I've played against Adam, not so great, but still, the respect and the friendship is still there. And yeah, get more mushy now. I love everyone. Big hugs.
Just
Hug the screen.
just a little bit on the
screen. Hug the
just a
screen.
little bit on the show coming up, David, which is the industry show. That's Thursday coming at 6 o'clock again. It's gonna have Leds from Planet Clips. It's gonna have Don Logan, the chairman of the UK Paintball Federation, be able to answer some very good questions on obviously the opening and shutting of paintball sites, the reopening of them and the games. Also, we've got Ainsley from the CPPS. We'll have Paul from OMG Games, which are the MagFed side of the business. And we'll have Gassy, who will be representing our scenario players again. So there's a good host of people, but the idea is to literally look at the industry in the UK, what we've done over the closure, what we're doing to reopen paintball in the UK, and hopefully answer some of the questions that people have themselves about why we haven't opened earlier, because there's lots of people, really hurting financially by not being open. But, we have laws in the country, and a lot of the COVID situation, it's about the law. It's not about, not wanting people to open. It's about what the government's done. And also, I think it's, coming together and then people going and supporting those fields once they are open. And I know America, I've had reports in from the US, that there's the support for the fields open has been absolutely unbelievable. And I hope we get that sort of support in the UK from the players that'll go back and help, build them fields back up, because we can't afford to lose any more fields in the UK. That is for sure.
Okay. How many how many fields do you think you have in the UK?
Oh, well, in the federation, I think at this moment, we have about 120.
120 fields?
But I think there's something like 300, Michael, would you say?
I was taking maybe sort of 250.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we talking about Ireland, Shetland, Scotland, the Shetland Islands? I mean, everything. Are you talking about the sun never sets English Empire? Where are you talking about this?
You could probably count on 3 fingers the amount of fields there are in Scotland, sadly.
Okay.
And I think it's the same with Ireland as well. I think the rules over in Ireland are quite stringent about any form of marker or airsoft marker or anything like that. So I think it is more predominantly based here in the UK. In England mainly.
England and Wales.
Yeah, England and Wales.
Okay.
I would be surprised if we have more than 250, Dave.
Okay, that's cool. 250 is great. And is that clustered in a certain area, like Yorkshire, whatever it's called, or is it like you guys are Yorkshire?
He hurt himself then, didn't he?
Yorkshire.
Google map that. Find out
This is
Google
the
Maps.
man from the country with like Mississippi and Massachusetts.
Exactly. That's what
I think we may be able to share. We may be able to share a map with you on the next show. But I would imagine with that there we go 160 sites. That's from my mate Ainsley, who will be on the show with you shortly. So. And on the memberships, and we have 70 members of the UK Paintball Federation. So you can imagine against 170, we're still looking for quite a few new members to actually come and join the system. But yeah, from a site point of view, if you look at the cluster of sites where there's more people. So London has a large cluster of sites. And as you go further up the country, if you get a large cluster of people, so it's like, Scotland's completely different. So you've got a large population in Glasgow, you probably have 2 or 3 sites in Glasgow. In London, I don't know, Mike, there's got to be 30 sites around London somewhere, surely. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, it's all about people.
Who's Ainsley? Ainsley Baddeley?
Yeah, Ainsley's our guy who runs our CPPS in the UK, the tournament side of the business.
Okay.
He'll be on the show with you on Thursday.
Nice. So, now let me ask you this. In the States, we call it like the 80-20 rule, basically. So 80% of our sport is woods ball, rec ball, that kind of thing. 20% of it would be the tournament kind of thing. Are you guys the same thing? Are you more tournament or more rec ball?
Well, I don't think those figures would be far out for us, to be fair.
About the same thing, you think?
Yeah.
I don't think you'll be far out.
Okay, cool. So we have, obviously, you guys know we have the NXL, and the NXL is kind of like the predominant, tournament series. And we hit basically Las Vegas and Texas and the Midwest, and we go all the way down to end up in Florida for World Cup. In Australia, they were telling me that they have their own series, and the people who won that series, they actually get a free flight, tickets, the whole package to go to World Cup to play. Are you guys connected with the NXL? Do you guys do the same thing?
Again, it's pretty difficult to answer that. That's Ainsley's area, but Ainsley is connected with the NXL. So, and he goes to World Cup. He works out with, does a bit of work with Leds and Planet. So basically, NXL this year was supposed to run its UK event at Ainsley site. So I would say yes. There's a connection there. And the other thing I would also say, and that is, I do believe that his teams last year from the CPPS did travel to World Cup to play in the World Cup as part of that thing, I believe. Let's see. Mike, you may know a bit more about that. No. Cheers, buddy.
Mike, do me a favor and keep your answers shorter, please. We're limited time here. Okay,
right, you are, Governor. Right, you are.
He's only in the industry, you know what I mean? He's one of the main players of the industry. He doesn't know.
Exactly. He has no idea what's going on. Exactly. Okay, look out, Michael. Mike, look out the window. How's the weather? Anyway. Okay. Anyway, so listen. Do you guys? We have the PSP. Or no, we have the PSP. We have the NXL. We have all these different leagues that we do here as well. We have pump leagues. We have even a MagFed league. We have all these type of things. Are you guys doing the same thing? Do you guys have one?
Well, I think
CPPS is the premier tournament.
I was going to say, you've got that, and now the sort of like the two emerging, aren't they? Because you've got the Woodland Masters as well, which is basically a bit of both, isn't it? You've got rules and you've got refs and stuff like that, but you've taken it off a SUP airfield and you've slung it in the woods. So it's
how young is Adam? It started in the woods, Adam.
Yeah. So, but
they crawled out of the woods like we crawled out of the sea onto the.
I should say it's becoming more predominant again here in the UK. Like when I first started back in sort of like 2014 playing, I'd not heard of that sort of thing, and then obviously starting to get into the big game series, and you hear a lot about the big games, but now like the last 2 years, I'd say definitely the Woodland Masters has become more predominant, I think.
It's also grown and brought back a lot of the older teams as well. You're seeing guys like Non-American Crew, Predators, Turks, guys that played 15, 20 years ago, back in the woods again, still dishing out the pain. So that's always that's great fun.
Okay. So again, you have this, what'd you call it? CP something? What's your equivalent to the NXL? What?
The CPPS.
CPPS. Is that the equivalent to the NXL?
But it's the UK's senior tournament provider.
Okay. So, and do you have, like, when we go to NXL World Cup or Vegas, sometimes we have 50 to 70 teams show up. Do you guys have the same amount of speed of tournament players showing up?
I think I would imagine, again, Ainsley will jump on, but I would imagine it's around about 120 teams or something.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, cool. I like it. Now, when you guys are talking about playing in the woods, obviously America has a lot of them. When the average Joe, again, I know that there's more than just Yorkshire in England. I've been to England many times, so I'm just fucking with you guys. Yes, I've been all over the place. But when the average person thinks about England, they might think of the moors, or they might think of the town. Is there actually forests that you guys can go play?
Have you never seen Robin Hood?
Listen,
I didn't live on a hill.
Okay, listen. For people in South Africa that might not have been here, or maybe people in Fiji that are watching, come on, give us a break.
We are probably more woodland across the country than anything else.
Okay, cool. All right.
Most sites you'll find are predominantly woodland.
I think in a woodball game, when you run out into a big open space, you just see like hares in a headlight. Everybody panics, like, "Oh crap, this is open ground. What do I do?"
Nice. Okay. Okay, cool. So when we're talking about these like 160 something, that's what Assi said, about 160 sites or something. Are they all basically based even if they're in London? You said there was a huge cluster in London. Are they all around kind of wood situation, or do you guys just have indoors? You guys have basically just mostly it's flat. Wait! Look at Mike. He's building up to something. He's
I feel like I have a microphone.
He might have wind. I don't know.
So yeah, predominantly they wouldn't. There are a couple of handful of indoor sites scattered across the country. There's one indoor site in London, but no, majority of them are woodland. And basically, you run either south of the River Thames or north of the River Thames, as close to the M25 as possible. The M25 is basically the orbital road that surrounds London. So it's a key thoroughway. It's a key route to the rest of the country.
Okay, I got it. Okay.
I think it's
Adam,
getting to that time where we need to give a ticket away, don't you?
You know what, Adam? Yes. I was about to just say that. I was about to say, is there enough people in the
Yeah, there's loads.
I think there's a lot of people in the stream.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, just say, if you're watching on Thursday, there will be another 2 tickets.
Right.
And it'll either be Reds versus Blues, Borderlands, or
Mayhem. I think is it Mayhem?
Yeah, there's a Mayhem one up for grabs.
Yeah, and we've got tickets for.
Wow, dude,
so thank you to all the game organisers that offered tickets when we asked.
Okay, so wait, what are we doing right now? Which tickets are we giving away right now? Two tickets or
no,
2 pairs?
No, South, because you're a general, aren't you, Adam?
Yeah, I'm general for the North. This will be my 3rd time doing it. So
nice.
Playing with the legend that is Duncan. We are 1 for 1, so this is the decided game. So it seems only fitting that we give a ticket away for it.
Nice.
With you being the guest in terms of from over the pond, if you want to pick somebody that's put UK player in and you can give that away.
I'm looking right now. I'm looking for someone with the same last name as mine. Hang on. No, I'm just joking.
It is an open ticket, so even though I'm general for the North, it's not a North ticket. You can play North or South. Either way, it's still shooting people. So
okay, so let me ask you a question. Now, if I do pick somebody and it turns out that they're like a mass murderer, I'm not responsible, right? Okay, good. I don't want
Adam's girlfriend.
I don't want someone.
He can play for Mike's tits. Mike Tits team is mass murderer.
He's his own fourth faction, isn't he?
All right. We have let's do this guy, Daniel Dexter K. Who's that?
He's a streamer.
Daniel.
He's another ginger as well. Fix.
Fix.
Daniel Dexter.
You don't know him, so that's fine.
Daniel Dexter K. I've never met you before, right? If that's your real name or if that's your stripper name, I'm not sure. But Daniel Dexter K. is the winner for the 2. You get 2 tickets, right? 2 entrances to
one. We've got another game, so this was for 1 ticket, and then we'll do another one shortly. Yeah,
it's all right. You don't have any friends.
Yeah, exactly. Daniel Dexter K. What you need to do is please contact Adam. And he will hook you up with the ticket. Congratulations. And then who do we say thank you for on this ticket?
That one will be Jim Frencham
and Tim.
Walked. Yeah, Jim and Tim. So some big giants in the industry there.
Let's give them a shout out. Okay, Jim and Tim, is that it?
Yeah. North East South Warp big game.
Okay, but hang on a second. Do they own the park? Is this their event? Let's give them a shout out.
It's on a military base.
Okay, let's give them a shout out. Let's promote them. Okay, hang on a second. They gave us a ticket. Thank you very much. I don't want to just say adios. Jim and Tim, they're the event promoters for this thing. Where can we find them?
South.
Okay,
North East South big game in Swinnerton to military base.
700 acres of open woodland ground, boat crossings, bridges, that sort of thing. So it's generally the biggest in terms of sheer scale in the UK game. I would definitely say.
Cool. And then is there a website we can go to? Is Facebook something? Just type North versus South?
North versus South, just type that in. It'll take you to their page.
No, it's not, because we had one of those like in the 1800s here. That was called North versus South. Okay, so it might take them to that page.
If you put warped in front of it, it will take you straight there. So warped, North versus South.
Yeah. The young gentleman you've just picked, just so you're aware, strangely enough, he hasn't played for a while because they've just had the first daughter, him and his wife.
Congratulations,
so,
Dad.
Money's been a little bit tight for him, so I think, brilliant.
Well deserved.
Dude, wait a minute. You're letting everybody in on my secret. I knew all this stuff. And so congratulations, Daniel.
We've got one more to give away.
We do? Wait, what?
Yeah, we've got one more ticket to give away for the Superheroes versus Villains game.
Okay.
Dude, villains, because the superheroes are on a losing streak.
Okay. So I found someone else. Right? Now, it turns out that this gentleman, he was recently unemployed. He crashed his double-decker bus, and he couldn't. Oh, I'm saying.
You need to get the world's smallest violin out.
Exactly. No, I don't know anything about this guy. I don't know anything about any of these guys. So all right. Paul Cross, you're the winner.
He wins everything.
I don't know who this guy is. It just says Paul Cross. Okay. All right.
You want him to pick your lottery numbers, I'm telling you.
Okay. Congratulations, Paul Cross. You've won. And I hope you can join us now. Is this game for Mayhem or North versus South?
This is run by Skirmish Sherwood Forest by Stefan and Wallace. So it's a charity games held once a year. And it's basically we'll get to dress up in superhero costumes and play across the entire field. It's a great venue, great sites, and
where do we find them?
Nottingham.
Nottingham. Superheroes versus villains. Sherwood Forest.
So Paul Cross, you're going to the Superheroes versus Villains event, and
what's the date? Heroes.
Whatever. Anyway, what's the date on that?
This one is the 2nd and the 4th of October. It was due to be held in the July, but due to obviously current circumstances, it was pushed back to later on in the year.
Yeah,
congratulations.
What it was, let's get it right for the guys that run it. North versus South couldn't run at their original date. So what Superheroes did were they said they would put their date back to further in the year, so North versus South could have their date. Yeah.
Nice.
So
cool.
the Superheroes guys gave up the date they had for their big game for the North versus South guys, which I thought was absolutely brilliant, which is when we're talking about everybody working together, getting the calendar sorted, because obviously with North versus South being on a military base, there's only certain days that they're allowed to use it because of the setup, the cleanup operation and everything. So the Superheroes guys took a step back and said, fine, if you need that date for North versus South, you have that date, we'll organise to later on in the year, which was absolutely brilliant of them.
A lot of people applauded that as well, because again, it was they wanted to go to both games, but pushing it all that close together, I just think it really just shows the work that everybody's putting in the UK to try and deliver what's left of 2020.
Nice. Listen, it looks like Paul got so excited he shit his bed. Is that what happened?
That's a running joke. That one. That's a running joke.
Okay. All right.
At the last Superheroes game, we raffled off a gun and a goggle, and I think John Guest won it. And when we contacted him, told him we won this gun and goggles, his response was "shit the bed, I've won." So we actually got it printed. We got it printed on the T-shirt.
I was going to say it's got a printed T-shirt.
Yeah, right. I've got a T-shirt for it. So yeah.
Okay, wait. I thought you guys said shite. Do you do say shit or you say shite?
That's Scottish.
Isn't that the Scottish way of saying it?
Scottish.
Oh, I don't know. That's all I know. I watch movies. That's all. All right. Exactly. Okay, cool. All right, you guys, listen. Tell me about FPS. Around here, we do 280. We do 300. And in Germany, they do 214. 214. But anyway, what are you guys at?
Did you say 214?
214, yes.
Germany.
Wow.
Adam, you can throw the ball farther than you can shoot it. Yes.
Wow, that's 214. That's a bit low for us, isn't it?
Well, like I said, Adam, we do 214 in Germany. Do you understand what this is? This is not two worms. Anyway,
when you come to Mayhem, man, I'm shooting you first.
Okay, exactly. No, listen, and also in Mexico, there's no FPS. In Mexico, Nothing. There's no rules. They just whatever. I mean, first strike rounds are going like this. Fuck you. Fuck you. Like that. So no FPS. So I've done 214 and no FPS. What are you guys at?
We're 280 generally
280.
across the board.
Yeah.
280.
Okay. Is that something
There's a
that you
few
guys?
sites that do 300.
Okay, so that's what I'm asking. So I don't have to re-chrono my gun every time I go to a different park. Is there something you guys came to like an agreement on? Is there just like?
I think there's a code of conduct within the UK PSF, and part of that code of conduct will be how we run sites, and it's a general consensus that was probably the safest method to be around about the 280. They're allowed to fire up to 300, but we keep it 280. So if you get any spike in the weather, you know, it gets a bit hotter or whatever, it always runs out about 280. So we try to keep it about 280.
Nice. Okay, cool. I got it. What do you guys call? You call them referees or marshals?
Marshals.
It's marshals mainly at scenario games, sites, stuff like that, and tournaments that tend to, you start screaming ref it bounced, ref it spray. It's bunker rub. Bunker rub, that's another one, isn't it, Mike?
Not me, Judge. You're shooting at somebody else.
I suppose what you call them depends on what they're doing with you at the time. You know, if they're helping you, you know, you're very friendly to them. If they call you out, you tend to call them a few different things. But we respect all the refs and the marshals.
To be fair, it's a thankless task. Me and Mike both played the Grand Central Classic last year, and you need snorkel and flippers.
Oh my days! So wet, so much fun.
48 hours of constant rain, and it was the same reffing crew all weekend, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And
wow.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
everybody that's watching that's a referee, massive respect and thank you for what you do.
I agree with that weekend.
You guys know, I don't know if you know, you can go to my Facebook page. You'll see we actually did a show about the refs, and that was we got like 3,000 people watching that one. That was a really well done show. And then another reffing crew came out. They're called The Law, and they said, "Can you do a show about us as well?" I said, "Of course." So I have really, really big props, really big respect to the refs. My question is, do you guys have an organized union of refs, or do these refs bounce around to different things, or does each park have their own? How does it work?
I think from my experience from the woods, we predominantly play out of Sherwood Forest, Skirmish, Nottingham. When we're playing in the woods, it's the same team, but we entered the 3-man winter series this year. So we went from woods to give the Superb a try. And what we found is that it was the same people. So the same people that were in their team were in the woods, were out there on the Super field as well. So I don't know about mainly other sites. I know Mayhem have a good crew down there that you see the same faces regularly, regardless of whether on the Super field or in the woods. So I would probably say, you know, from the woods point of view, it seems to be the same people from the sites.
Got it.
With the CPPS, I believe each division has its own set of refs or marshals. Because whenever I've played the division, I've always come across the same refs every single event. So I think there's a greater quality of refs. Well, no disrespect to the refs in the lower divisions, but the elite refs are a separate entity, and all the other refs ref the rest of the event at the CPPS.
Tony Mazzolo's pointed out that the UK, there's an organisation called UK Refs, so it is an organisation. So for that side of it, I think it's they have a professional type referee system. But again, big shout out to all the referees and marshals, let's say, that work our woods for normal days, because you know those guys get shot up a lot as well. You know, refereeing people who, first of all, just shoot blind. You know, they're just hiding and just shoot from behind trees. So you know, without those guys, our industry wouldn't be as safe as it is. So very proud of our safety record, and that's down to our marshals and our referees.
Leah, slow down, Leah. Leah, just stop it. Just give us a chance, Leah. Leah, let me talk, Leah. Leah, let me talk.
Leah, what kind of baked goods do you bring to the games for the guys?
Rockstar. It's tin stuff.
Red Bull.
I'm just joking. Gassie's Cheryl. She brings. She's like an amazing cook.
Oh man,
a baker.
amazing.
And so she brings. I haven't tried him yet. I'm just going by the rumors that I've heard. But yes,
Mike's had a special delivery.
Oh, the Oreo brownies. Oh,
right. So I was just making a feminist joke that you make baked goods for the guys that you really don't play. But I'm just joking with you because you're just sitting there and you're staring at us. So I was trying to get you involved.
The silent assassin. That's all I'll say, David. The silent assassin.
Silent assassins. All right, cool.
Believe me, I won't want to cross her in the field. I've seen what she could do with a marker in her hands.
Nice.
Just
Leah,
pick up on what Paul said
About
side.
Leah, what are you running? What kind of equipment do you have?
a Lux, a Spire 3, and a push mask.
Nice.
Yeah, she wanted some expensive equipment to shoot people with.
Very expensive. You know, it's all the same price. It doesn't matter if it's a Cronus or a Lux. You know what I'm saying? The ball goes down the tube. Exactly. You know?
Oh, I didn't know that. I'm sorry. I should have known.
I just thought I would enlighten you that you don't need to spend all that money, but maybe you can reinvest in the baked goods or something, or say.
You could have told me that before. I might not be in this mess then.
Exactly. I got it. All right. So you guys listen. As far as the UK, the paintball is concerned, do you feel that like it's kind of the like you, Adam, you said you had people that came over from the States. Do people feel like I can just start playing, or they go, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know you're supposed to shoot on the left-hand side. You know how you guys drive? You know
okay. So for me, I think I've actually achieved one thing with a couple of overseas teams that I was speaking to Jim just recently from Warped that I don't think has been done. When other foreign teams come across, like us at SAS, we try and involve them as much as possible because, you know, they're there on the field, the gun's on the field, you need them in the right place. So we have those chats. Now, this year at North versus South, we were supposed to have the Blue Falcons, the Portuguese Rangers,
nice. Right.
and CEP all playing under one banner for the first times, whereas before they used to play on opposite sides to each other, but we've managed to bring them all together to play for the mighty North, of course. But with COVID, obviously, I'm not sure that would happen. But to be honest with you, they pick it up quite a lot, and they usually have one or two people that can speak fluid English, and you give them the overview for the weekend, and you just tell them what to do, and they'll go out and do it. They're there to have fun just the same as we are, and they want to be involved. So I think we make the effort to welcome the foreign teams to us. You know,
very, very cool. Okay, so if a foreign team, like let's say from California, came over, I'm just joking. Let me see. No, but if somebody came to play in England, that's what I'm trying to basically tell them. It doesn't matter what language, well, because we all speak paintball, but what language you speak or whatever else, there's no faux pas. There's no kind of like, don't call somebody a wanker or something. I mean, I don't know. What?
Yeah, fanny means something totally different over here to over there.
Wait. Yeah, apparently, what'd you say? What?
Fanny means something totally different over here to over there.
You said fanny?
Yeah, you have fanny packs, don't you?
Yeah, that's where you put all your stuff. You put all your stuff. What do you?
Yeah, well, if you said that over here, we'd all be rolling around laughing.
Okay, I got it. All right. Listen, I know what you're talking. I watched Benny Hill enough times. I know what a fanny is. Thank you very much. So, all right. So you guys listen. I'm thinking about let's just hypothetically here. I'm thinking about taking a trip to England, and I want to bring over my own markers. Would it be suggested that I do that, or like I'm going to tell you that in Mexico, Canada, in Germany, in where else have I been? Ireland. It happened. I got stopped. And lucky I had my own Vaseline. But anyway, so I got stopped, and I had to show them that I was into paintball. Is it going to be the same thing if somebody comes to England with their equipment that the border guards are going to say, what the hell is this? Or are they kind of like, okay, come on in?
Declare it before you travel to your airline, and it shouldn't be a problem. Paul Banks is a fantastic arms smuggler if required.
Because he drives,
Yeah,
that's why.
Declare it and make sure some of the airlines don't like it. Ryanair, people like that, they just won't transport them. Some of the other ones are fine. Your air system won't be okay for the UK unless it's a try-test bottle. You guys work to dot testing on bottles. We are pie tested bottles. Our test is slightly more stringent than yours. Am I right on that?
Oh, wait a minute. So wait a minute. You're saying that
your air systems, US certified air systems, can't be used in the UK, and UK certified air systems, even though they're tested to a higher standard, as far as I'm aware, can't be used in the US unless it's a try-tested bottle, which is tested to all 3 different standards.
That's amazing. So wait a minute. So hang on a second. Somebody's going to come over. They want to play tournament or whatever the situation is. They need to pick up a bottle or use a bottle when they get there, unless it's try-tested.
Yeah, that's the good thing about the community, that somebody will always lend you the gear. Do you know what I mean? If like the Falcons and stuff like that, when the Blue Falcons came over to us, one of them didn't have a hopper and didn't have an air tank, so we just lent them it for the entire weekend.
Nice. Okay,
do you know what I mean? It's, you know, you don't have to buy one just to come.
Yeah, somebody's coming over.
And Colin says to Colin says to mention, so use the word marker and not gun at the airport.
The kingpin, yes. To meet
okay. So listen, we have Mario from Portugal. Hello, Mario. We have Nima from Iran. Hello, Nima. We have Tim Miller from Australia. Hello. We have got Toxic from Chicago. Hello, you guys. Thanks for watching the show. Okay, so you know what? That's pretty important to know, because again, how is an average paintballer that doesn't know this okay, is it try-tested? Is that a European Union thing, or is it like, would somebody in Germany know to have a try-tested tank? How would I know this?
I think try-tested is DOT is the USA, Pi is the UK, and I think the other one's Canadian. Is it? Am I right there, Mike? Paul?
Sounds right. Paul?
The try ones are world accepted. So basically, nearly a lot of the tanks now that are getting made and manufactured will come with a try-tested stamp, because not because you can favour any particular country or wherever. It's just because for transportation, it's easy to take one stamp and be able to go into every country.
Got it.
So a lot, and the other thing that people forget, and that is, there's been some controversy over whether it's the tank that's try-tested or whether it's the reg that's try-tested. So at the end of the day, all of it's got to be tested. So that's another key component. But in general terms, I'll tell you now, it's only at the fields that you go to where they'll look for that test. The airports and anywhere where you'll come into the country, they won't even know. As long as the bottle is not sealed, you'll be fine. So the regulator's got to be off the bottle, so the bottle can be inspected. But they're not looking for dates. They're not looking for try or pie stamps. That's only the fields themselves.
Got it. Okay, cool. Okay, but then again, even if you try to say I'm going to smuggle it in, and they get past customs, you're not going to be able to fill it up at the park.
Or if it's not got the right stamp on it, or it's too old.
So don't do that, you guys. Just okay. Now, also, Paul and I, we've had to go through this several times when I go to Germany, the Euro Big Game. So basically, I can't bring my pistols in because they have to have a thing called an F stamp. The F stamp is in Germany, and they said it's qualified to come in. Fine. So what happens is when I actually get to a Euro Big Game, I use pistols that are from GI, and we have to kind of modify them so I can play with the rest of the boys. Okay. So what happens is this F stamp thing, I think, is only for Germany. Do you guys have any other kind of qualifications if I'm going to bring in my pistols or anything like that?
No. There's only I think it's Germany and Italy who are the most stringent. So basically Germany, they mark them with an F stamp, and that is only when, well, an F stamp plus the store that it was sold from. That's that conclusion. Also, they wind them down to 214, and then they block off so you can't adjust it, which is my main job when I go to Germany, is unblocking people, because generally after 20, 30 shots or something, they drop from 214 down to about 150. So you just roll out the barrel. So
when I was there, before we figured that out, I learned to do that Angelina Jolie thing where you can actually like spin the gun, like you throw the gun, so you get some like extra footage on it. Exactly. Exactly. No, we figured out the problem, and now it's fine. Actually, this guy named Jack from Germany says it's 240. I don't think so, Jack. I think that because I've been there enough times and I've had to deal with it. It is 214, unless you're doing something we don't know. But John, we got Flo from Holland.
I love you, John.
Hey, John.
I made the mistake of buying a marker at Euro Big Game because nobody in the UK at that time stopped Bob Long Guns, and I wanted the MVP pump. So I took the plunge. I had the credit card with me. Cheryl didn't know. So I thought, sod it. I bought myself an MVP, got sorted, ran out to the chrono station just before game on, and it was 210, 211, and I'm thinking, what's wrong with this gun? And then I looked at the back, and like Paul says, the velocity adjusts, they set it, and then they put like a putty over it, so you cannot turn it up. So I had to run all, and you know how far it is back to the staging area, find my O-ring pick, and get all this putty out of the velocity adjust, then run back to chrono station and get to where I could use it. Because as you say,
sorry, can I just clarify? Did you just say run?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Only time ever.
Nice. Listen, Mario from Portugal says that he had problems with his diadem and he had to mail it to England when he got there. Do you know about that?
We don't have to deal with dye.
I think he did post earlier on saying that do not fly Ryanair. So again, I don't know if it was the airline that he specifically chose to go with. I know I had a friend who obviously went from the UK to America, and they took his gear off him and said that it doesn't have a bright orange tip on the end of it, or it's not, silly coloured, and they actually impounded it. And
was that Ashley?
Possibly, I can't remember. Yeah, this competition was a while ago, but the guy at customs was a paintballer, and he went to the customs centre and got it all back. So it's
Ashley Slingsby, the Hidden Hedgehog. He actually came out to LA to do an event, and if you've ever seen his modified guns, they look like real sniper guns, and they were going to keep it. And he finally found somebody that understood it, but he was almost in tears because this is his baby, and they were going to confiscate it.
Did you see what he was wearing when he walked through the airport? I'm not surprised this stopped him.
No, he wasn't dressed like a World War II soldier. He wasn't like that. Okay, so let me ask you guys a question. Again, I'm trying to learn everything I can learn about. Everything I can learn about the English paintball scene. Okay, so let me ask you, from the position that I'm in the industry. Sometimes there's a lot of people in the paintball world that don't like celebrities. They don't like people to be. Wait. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, Gassie's here. I'm not really a celebrity. Hang on a second.
Oh, so we haven't got any celebrities in it. People don't like them.
Wait a minute. Gassie, I'm sorry I said that in front of you. Anyway, fuck you. All right. Anyway,
I'll give a go answering this one.
Okay, so what I'm saying is that I know that a lot of the English people, English players, whatever, they're not, because I saw a lot of shit that Ashley went through on social media, that he was getting, people were tearing him down, stuff like this. Is that kind of is it an English trait not to be better than everybody else kind of thing, and we're going to tear you down? Or do you guys, like in the States, we kind of celebrate heroes? You know what I'm saying? We like our big, kind of things.
I think in terms of celebrities, what you've got to think, you've got to practice what you preach. Do you know what I mean? So if you've got a guy that's coming on saying, I can do this, I can do that on videos and promoting and stuff like that, but then if they don't actually go out and do it, that's different. It's like, you've got to be able to do the things that you're talking about and things like that, I think. But we don't really get much of that here. I mean, Ash, I've spoke to Ash at many events, you know, we've played together, we've played against each other, and he's a very humble guy. Do you know what I mean? You can go up and have just a normal conversation with him, and he'll openly accept that. You know, he doesn't think he's above his station or anything like that. I don't really see that from UK like personas, I don't think.
Yeah, there's no picture, is there?
The thing is, you're setting yourself up for a fall. If you go out there going, I'm all that and all that sort of stuff. I've got you know, the best gun, the fastest gun. You're never going to get me. And then somebody pops out and one balls you in middle at mass.
Right.
You look like a clown. So,
okay.
I think it's difficult. You know something? I've been praying for the last, I would say, 5 or 6 years to get some celebrities within the UK. I know in the tournament scene we have the pros in the US.
Right,
and those guys really, you know, people look up to them. You know, I remember people even now. You know, we show the World Cup and everything on the screen and the telly, and you know, you get people come in that know about the, you know, all the players who were there, the Slovakians and all. You know, and for me, you know, we haven't got that in the UK, and we need to have something like that to help promote and get the younger players involved in that side of it.
Right.
We've never really had that, I would say, in the woods ball side. And I think what he was trying to do that, what you know, what was happening in the scenario, sorry, in the tournament side, he was trying to do it in the scenario. And these are different people, you know, we're different characters. I think it's like, you know, how could, you know, unless you're Rambo, I suppose. You know, how do you get that status in the scenario side of it? You've managed it very well, Dave, I've got to say, because at the end of the day, you are a different sort of character. I mean, I remember when we first met, you know, sometimes I go to places and I was, you know, when I first met you, I was embarrassed because I'm thinking this guy's going to get his tits kicked off, you know. But then as I got to know you, you're just a nice guy who wants to do well in, you know, wants people to love paintball as you love it. And you know, you can't help telling people. But sometimes, you know, I think it's very difficult. I think at the scenario side, it's difficult. We have some great characters. You know, You know, Mike Tate, you know, everyone loves Mike. Everyone loves Mike, you know.
Sure,
and at the end of the day, he is one of our characters. He's one of our characters. But he doesn't do what the Hedgehog did, you know. He doesn't have to go and say, you know, I'm big balls. What he does, what Michael does, he does it in the background, doesn't say, he goes to the games, he puts his time and effort in at the games. He meets greets, he sits as being with people, Gassie's the same, Adam's the same. These are the people who will grow the game, grow the industry. I think it is quite difficult in scenario.
Can I just quickly bring Leah in on this one? Actually, you know, about being
again.
You know,
She's already said enough
about welcoming people in and stuff like that, and taking the time and the effort. Leah, I hope you don't mind me saying, but Leah is actually autistic, and for her to openly engage with people on an active thing is quite difficult. You know, and we've got a couple of autistic people on the team now. And I believe we've just seen recently that an autistic team, purely autistic team, is just sort of like started up. Yeah, Spectrum. And I think, Leah, from, you know, just your experience of that coming into I mean, this must be difficult for you as well, you know, being on people you don't know and stuff like that. I think the community, it's like people like Mike and myself, Gassie, will take the time to take the conversations with these kinds of people, do you know what I mean? That may not be the best at approaching people, that may not feel that they have the ability to go up and say, excuse me, you know, can we talk about this? Do you know what I mean? I want to play. I don't know if it's the same for you over in the States, you know, with disabilities or anything like that. I know obviously you had Nick on your show not long back who's, you know, lost his arm from
right. Well, I'll tell you something. We actually did an autism show. If you guys are following anything that I'm doing, all the shows that I'm doing concern our paintball community. We all have mothers and daughters and whatever. We're actually doing a show next week called Dining with Dad. So, you know, the paintball kids and dads can be on the show and they can eat together and we can just talk. There's a difference between fatherhood and being a dad. You know what I'm saying? There's a big difference. So we actually, Leah, we actually did a show on autism. We had a autism specialist on, and I took the test online and I cheated. No, I'm joking. No, I actually was. I actually was kind of like, as Paul Bank would say, kind of like in the middle somewhere on that autism scale, kind of, or not autism, but what do we call it? On the spectrum, right? So, but
so Leah, how was it for you? You know, coming into, you know, how did you find it?
Well, to start off with, I was a lot nervous and more like anxious to meeting new people, being in a position that I've not been in before. But as I've come into the sport and I've met basically most people in the team and in the sport, I've got a lot more comfortable with the sites, the players, and the general community itself.
I think that's what's needed is we need to be having the conversations with these people as well. You know, it's not just the ladies or anything like that. I think paintball's for everybody.
Right. No, agree. I agree 100%. The reason that I brought up the celebrity part, though, is if you think about any sport or anything, there's always these people that stand out that hopefully they're doing a good job, and they attract people from outside of our industry into this thing. They go, wow, look at this guy, look at this character. This weekend, I was just at a opening for this park, and there was like tons of kids that came for a birthday party. They never played before, and I showed up, and they were like, "What the hell is this?" Right? Because I was like full on Reaper. Well, again, you're making this impact. Yes, there are players out there that just go out and play, and maybe the kids see it, but we live in a world where people have that first impression, like, "Wow, this is amazing," kind of thing. So that's why I was asking that maybe in the UK.
I think Mike, with his newfound celebrity status, needs to do a GoFundMe to get himself a takeaway or something.
What gave you that idea?
And while we're keeping it on paintball, I don't think we can go through this bit without mentioning Team Unlimited.
Yeah.
The team what?
Team Unlimited. We have a team in the UK that was set up by a very poorly young man. He was called Alex Heath. Sadly, he's passed away a couple of years ago. But this young man lived and breathed paintball. He absolutely adored the game. Even when he was in a wheelchair and couldn't play, his dream was to play in a team full of, I won't say disabled players because people think of physical disability. But he before he passed away, he set up a team called Team Unlimited, which was massively supported by GI. BZ helped him. Most of the industry helped him. I think main sponsor still GI, isn't it, Mike?
That's correct. Yeah, they're actually. Go on.
Yeah, you've got guys with missing limbs. You've got guys with psychological conditions, other physical injuries, stuff like that. And these go out and they train as hard as anybody else. They play as hard as anybody else. And it was Alex's dream for this to happen. And it did. And these guys have won podiums, haven't they? At events and stuff like that. Yeah. I think that they're a shining beacon of what UK paintball is, because they don't get any special treatment from the other teams. Those guys go out and they play their socks off as hard as they can, and everything they win through their hard work. It's not given to them. And I don't know of anywhere else that has a team purely for, I don't want to say disabled
body.
I think that are not able-bodied, yeah. And I've got a lot of time for those guys, absolutely, and the support they're given in the industry.
I've never heard of it either. So if you can get them in touch with me so we can do a show about them, I would love that. So please,
Mike, weren't you the guy who put all this together for these guys? I'm sure you were the leading light for all of this.
I kind of helped together. I mean, going forward now, at next event, they're actually the first team to wear a new custom JT gear. That's quite exciting. So had some special clothing put up for them. So that was quite sexy. So looking forward to that, getting those on. I mean, the team's always been around. Even with my previous employer, we've been involved with the guys. Brian Lever, Colin Cochran, Gary Tompkins, Dane Patrick, Richard and Donna Giles. Love them to pieces. Just great people.
Okay, so wait, was that a yes or no that you will have them contact me so we can do a show about them?
Yeah, I just said their names.
Oh, why
he wasn't listening, Jim. He wasn't listening. Sorry, Michael.
I will get them to contact you.
Thank you very much. Why is it so difficult? What are you?
Carry on eating now, Mike.
And then look at, he's eating. He was drinking rum and Coke. My God, man, come on, you're crazy. All right. Anyway, okay. So you guys,
life.
yes, yeah, the celebrity, Mike. I'll have to send you some tips on how to be a real celebrity. So hang on a second. Okay. Okay, listen. So you guys, listen. We've got another show coming up that Adam's going to be producing. It's going to be an SAS show. This is going to be an international SAS show. The first time it's ever been done. And there's a lot of weight on Adam's shoulders. But he's going to be getting this together. We're going to have SAS leaders from around the world talking about this amazing team. So that's going to be another show coming up. Thank you very much for that, Adam. You guys, did we leave anything out? Is there something that we didn't talk about as far as this amazing little island you guys have?
And big game generals that have beaten Adam. Come on, because there won't be many of those about, will there, Adam?
I've won my fair share.
Oh
no! I said big game generals that have beaten you. That was a compliment, sir.
Yeah, I think you beat me the first year we run the BZ sponsored game, Speed Weekend, didn't you?
Yeah,
but
I'm not rubbing it in.
That was, to be fair though, that was one hell of a scrap. You know,
yes, it was.
It was a very close game. It was one hell of a scrap. And as for Mike, I've played against you and I've played with you a few times. And Mike, I've beaten you once at Mayhem, and you beat us last year, didn't you? Again, really close game. So it's not about whether I win or lose or anything like that. You know, again, I enjoy doing it to see, like, when I'm on a field and you're maneuvering people to do, you know, an objective or anything like that. Again, it's just those teams coming together, whether the SAS or, you know, like big teams like Hostile Otters, they play alongside us as well. And obviously, really good crew. And I think for me as a leader, it's seeing those people all come together to achieve something, you know, whether it be a win or not. And, you know, I enjoy it. It's just something I love doing. But yeah, I've been beat a few times.
I've signed up today, Mike. Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever.
Oh my God.
Oh, nice. Listen, Mike. Oh, don't run off, Mike. We're just about to wax poetic. Oh, now he has to go to the bathroom.
That's his takeaway being delivered.
That was quick.
Are you
Any excuse?
I must admit, when he turned up in the Wakanda Forever onesie at SVV, I mean, that was something to behold.
It was when he had the MP3 player playing the tune in the game area. That's what got me.
Nice. So Colin seems to be a very big fan of yours. He says that Mike is a prime example of a paintball personality. He doesn't showboat, but he always does great work and makes everybody smile. Yes, it looks, apparently he's making everybody. But where did you get that?
Colin's on the payroll.
Exactly. All right. So you guys, listen. Did we kind of hit the? All right. Did we kind of hit the marks here, or are we missing anything about this amazing island of yours?
No, I just think that I think we managed to cover quite a lot. Don't forget, Thursday, 6 o'clock, we've got the Leds and Don from Planet, and again from the UK Paintball Federation. Ainsley's going to be on. Paul from Oh My God Events, and Gas will be joining us again for representing the scenario players. Again, we'll be giving some tickets away, so that's going to be great news for Thursday.
Okay,
but
so
thanks again, Dave, for helping us out.
You're welcome. My pleasure. Listen, congratulations again to Mr. Cross and Mr. K. Right? Are those the two winners?
That's there, yeah.
Okay, and so you guys please contact Adam for your tickets. And again, the two events, the two parks that actually gave those tickets away. Thank you very, very much again. Really, really appreciate it. Okay, so our next game coming up, what would that be?
If all goes to plan, that'll be North versus South.
Okay, and that's going to be when?
That is going to be the 31st of July.
1st of July. Okay, cool, you guys. That's fantastic. Okay, you guys, listen. So if you think we covered all the bases, I mean, that was some pretty good stuff about obviously checking your guns. Don't take Ryanair. Make sure that you don't take, if your tank is not tri-tested, These are some amazing things you should know, you guys, so you're not disappointed. You don't get turned around. You don't lose your equipment. And
always have put a paintball magazine in your hand luggage in case you get stopped. Mike, paintball magazine.
Yes, exactly.
Michael,
You've
paintball
got one.
magazine.
Mike, paintball magazine.
There we go.
If you've got one
Hello.
in your hand luggage and you're in a country that doesn't speak your language, that magazine speaks everybody's language. It may look like a gun, but as soon as you show somebody that, I know a lot of people have gone straight, have had something taken off them.
Yes, Michael.
They've had one of those magazines gone like that, and they've had it back and moved on. So
I will add to that. What I do is I actually go to like Amazon or something, and I print out like maybe my TPX, the picture of my TPX, the cost and all that kind of stuff. And I also pack some paintballs in my bag as well, so I can show everybody. You know what I'm saying? And a paintball magazine if you have one. So I do agree with that. Okay, so let's just go around the horn. Let's just say goodbye and let's do some shout outs and or if we missed anything. Paul Banks, what do we got?
I'm good, Dave. I'm good. Thank you for hosting the show, and we'll see you on Thursday.
Okay, so don't take off. Hang out in the green room. Gassy, what do we got?
I just want to say thank you to all the marshals and referees. And if you're the guys that are responsible for moving people from normal punter play through to own gunners, brilliant.
Nice. I like it. Mike Tate, what do we got?
Every single player, you're all ambassadors to the sport. So grow the sport together. Don't just rely on SAS and Gassy and everyone else. Grow the sport. Paintball strong.
Nice. Listen, I like how he left me out of that picture. Thank you very much. Don't just SAS and Gassy and everybody else. Thank you very much. Yes. Thank you very. No. You can do you. I can edit this in post. You can do it again if you want.
Thanks, David. Thanks, Reaper.
Thank you. Okay. All right. Adam, what do we got?
Shout out to my team. Obviously, the work they're doing to try and bring people in is phenomenal, and just to keep up the work. But for anybody that's not part of a team or new to the sport, guys, just please come and say hello to any of us. You know, we're all here. We're all open for you. You know, we'll happily have a chat with you. Even try a couple of the markers, whatever. Just don't be shy to come and have a chat and get into the sport.
I like it. Okay. And hi, Leah. How are you?
I'm all right, yeah.
Are you doing okay? Did you have a good time?
Yeah, it's been brilliant. Yeah. Thank you.
Cool. Okay, so you got a shout out? Anything? Anyone to say anything to?
Just a massive thank you to everyone in the paintball community and keep up the good work.
Wow. Hey. You know what? In Hollywood, that's called a seat filler. When we do the Academy Awards, we can't have it look like there's nobody in the seat. So when a person goes up to go to the bathroom, they have a person that, they jump in right away. So congratulations.
It's called fluffer.
She'd normally be giving one of them cakes over to Gassy. You know,
yeah, we should do it, shouldn't we? The cake.
That'd be a good idea. Or you can drop one down to Mike Tate. He would enjoy eating it. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Drop 6 to Mike Tate.
Okay.
Mike's already had some.
Okay, you guys, listen, thank you very much again. You guys hang out, don't hang up. We're going to see you in the green room in 1 second. But for the rest of the audience, we're glad that it worked out. It was kind of sketchy at first using my phone to get the internet connection, but we're glad it helped. We're glad it worked. So I'm just going to I started doing this thing with the motivational thing where I actually ended on a motivational quote, but I guess I'm going to do it on this one too. I'm not completely set up, but here's the deal, you guys. The only time you should be looking down on somebody is when you're helping them up. There you go. All right.
I agree.
Cool. All right, you guys, listen, we are out of here. You guys hang out 1 second in the green room and I'll talk to you in a second. But for the rest of you guys, have a